Hey, this is Jamie from Capsule Computers, and today we are reviewing Assassin's Creed Chronicles Russia from Climax Studios and Ubisoft. The game is available now for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Windows for $9.99 US. Assassin's Creed Chronicles Russia is the final chapter in a three-part series that follows the travels of a master assassin Ezio Auditore Spox. The game is a 2.5D stealth platformer that mixes in some sniper and action gameplay mechanics for good measure. Climax Studios changes things up a little this time around by having gamers play as both Assassin Nikolai and Princess Anastasia. Nikolai is equipped with all the assassin's equipment, including a rifle that serves as his melee and ranged weapon. On the other hand, Princess Anastasia must make do with only a dagger, her version of Chinese assassin Xiao Jun's rope dart, and the Helix stealth abilities. While it was nice to access the Helix abilities much earlier in the game, players never really get a chance to play with the full set of skills and abilities, which is a bit of a shame. At the end of the day, Assassin's Creed Chronicles Russia is more of the same old, same old. If you played the first two games, you'll know exactly what you're going to get in Russia. It's pretty clear that the developers expect players to have already played one of the previous titles, as the tutorial is missing the traditional combat tutorial from the previous two games. Of course, this means the same old problems from the previous two games are still present. The leveling system is still pretty awful, as each level has two abilities that can be unlocked with a stealthy performance. Stack on the fact that there's almost always only one way to do things to get the near-perfect performance, and you've got almost all the parts you need for a hair-pulling exercise in frustration, especially if you're not that great at stealth games. The levels themselves are pretty bland and incredibly linear. I expect a certain level of freedom in an Assassin's Creed title. The whole Chronicles series just chucks that right out of the window. I've said this before and I'll say it again. It really feels like Assassin's Creed Chronicles started its life out as a generic stealth platformer, and then someone came by near the end of development and said, oh hey, we could slap on Assassin's Creed branding on that. Assassin's Creed Chronicles Russia has done nothing to make me feel differently. The plot follows Nikolai Orlov on his last mission before he packs up his family and flees the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia. He breaks into a mansion where Tsar Nicholas II is being held by the Bolsheviks and the Templars in hopes of stealing Ezio's box back. Nikolai succeeds in swiping the box and rescuing Princess Anastasia, but the combination of the box, Anastasia, and Nikolai's necklace has caused Anastasia to start channeling Chinese assassin Xiao Jun. Out of the three games, Russia probably has the most potential for a strong plotline, but the game is so short that they never really get a chance to fully flesh out the plot. The visuals are probably the most boring of the three games. Besides the ever-present red star and the Soviet-inspired typeface, there really isn't much in visual design that screams Russia. It sticks to the muted color scheme streaked with crimson red that Assassin's Creed Chronicles China used, but Russia lacks the same in-your-face style that China did with the Chinese-style brushstrokes. There are a few moments where the game channels classic Soviet propaganda posters, but for the most part, the game is gray. Very, very gray. The models and animations are good, except for one glaring problem. The riflemen are not modeled correctly, which means they carry their rifles as if there was a pistol grip. It's a little weird. The sound effects and soundtrack are good, which is what I would expect from an Assassin's Creed title. The voice acting, on the other hand, is a mixed bag. I like the fact that the NPCs continue to be really chatty. It fills some of the silence when you wait for a soldier to finish his patrol so you can sneak by. As this is a stealth game, you'll be doing that a lot, and you'll quickly notice that the NPCs only have a small handful of lines that get pretty repetitive. On top of it, the voice acting runs the full spectrum of quality. Some actors do a pretty good job of delivering a Russian accent to my ignorant ears, and some on the other hand seem to have given up completely on trying. Assassin's Creed Chronicles Russia is a disappointing end to a pretty disappointing trilogy. Frankly, I have no reason to recommend the game to anyone but the most hardcore of stealth platformer nuts. The gameplay is frustrating and the plotline's potential is never properly reached. The audio and visuals are decent, though the voice acting really needs some work. I'm giving the game 6 capsules out of 10. If you want to read our full review, be sure to check out the link in the description or in the video's card. I hope to see you soon. This is Jamie from Capsule Computers, signing off.